John Coffey, where is the board, and what would you expect to see from the board given this SEC action?
Well, I think the board has to step in and tell Mr. Musk that he has to settle. Typically, when the SEC sues an executive, they give him a chance to settle before they announce the action. He has resisted. He has refused to settle, and this is pretty close to an open and shut case. His funding was not secured. He has really no grounds for disagreeing with the SEC that his statement was materially false. And because he has not been willing to settle, I expect this is the reason, the SEC is asking the court to prohibit him from serving as an officer or director of any public company, and that would include Tesla. And that's the real shocker here, because if Tesla lost Musk, it's not clear they have anyone else within that company who can run this company. So this is a real threat to shareholders. A Tesla without Musk is going to trade at a much lower value than it was trading yesterday.
Right.
This can be settled, but he hasn't taken this first step towards settling.
Professor, explain to us who matters on the board. I see Jurvetson of, Silicon Valley and venture capital. All of us migrate, of course, to the name Murdoch. This is, folks, James Murdoch, Rupert Murdoch's son. But who does John Coffey pay attention to on the Tesla board?
Well, it could be Murdoch, or they could bring in someone else who has a visible presence. They're going to have a real problem with the market if it looks like Mr. Musk is going to sit there and be unwilling to settle and possibly increase the possibility that a court really would prohibit him from serving as an officer and director. This is a case where he's taking, I think, an unreasonable position, and only the board can tell him he's got to do something because we're all in deep trouble if you get barred.
Right, so John Coffey, is the only way for Tesla and for Elon Musk to continue this by taking the company private?
Well, I'm not sure he can. The whole point of the recent revelations is that he didn't have any source of funding. The SEC complaint makes it clear he hadn't talked to anyone, and the company is already leveraged up to its eyeballs. Even the South Africans who were willing to consider some kind of funding were doing it on a hidden condition, that he build a very large plant in South Africa, and I don't think the company can afford to do that, nor is it the proper place for Tesla to produce its cars in a world filled with trade wars right now. So I think that they are not in a position where it is feasible to raise the billions of dollars necessary to take this company private.